Good afternoon, and welcome to the graduation for the class of 2020. I welcome you. Though it looks a lot different than our typical graduation ceremony, we are thrilled and prepared to celebrate the class of 2020's milestone. Through this all, everyone has been so patient and understanding. Today, we need your help to ensure a safe and responsible ceremony for everyone. I ask that you follow the guidelines as set forth from the Minnesota Department of Education, the Minnesota Department of Public Health, and that were sent out previously. Thank you for your cooperation as we want to focus the remain on our graduates today. Seniors and families, I am so sorry for such a significantly interrupted year. This pandemic has caused you to miss out on being here with your friends, competing and cheering at academic and athletic events, school plays, band concerts, and so much more of what you worked hard on and waited for such a long time. But through it all, you are graduating and forever will be Byron Bears. And to the teachers and the staff, you are an incredible group. I appreciate and admire all the problem solving that has occurred. And at the same time, you dealt with your own concerns for welfare of your families and friends. A crisis shows that what we're really made of, and we're lucky to have a community of remarkable people working for our district. Through it all, they are graduating and forever will be our Byron Bears. I know you all have dipped into the reserve tank to get here today, so thank you. As students, families, employees begin the hard-earned summer break, I just want to close this year by encouraging all of us to take the time to pause and reflect on the recent events involving George Floyd and so many of our cities across the country. Though it will be some time before we are all back together, I want you to know that in every school and every classroom, our staff is focused on helping each student feel safe, respected, and welcomed. Our district is determined to continue our work to create a safe and respectful environment where we can have productive conversations and surround multiple perspectives. Our schools are committed to keeping students and staff safe and maintaining a warm and welcoming school environment. Because it's difficult to predict how anyone will react, the best way we can do is to support each other in everyone's varied responses. Students across the country, including our own, have been exposed to news and social media posts about this incident. Let us come together in the face of this challenging incident and commit to becoming even better, moving forward together and supporting each other. Everyone, thank you for being here to celebrate the class of 2020. Enjoy the program.
Good afternoon, and welcome to the Byron High School class of 2020 graduation commencement. I am Malia Schroeder and am fortunate to be the principal of Byron High School and our 2020 graduates. Today's events would not be possible without the help of so many staff members. I am grateful beyond measure for all of their help to make today possible for all of us. A few more thank yous go out today to the parents, siblings, grandparents, relatives, friends, neighbors, fantastic school staff, teachers, and community members who have supported these graduates throughout their time in Byron. Graduation is a time of celebration, and I thank you for all the work you have done with these graduates of Byron High School. Today, our celebration may look a bit different, but please don't hesitate to honk that horn, shout, whistle, and clap as we all celebrate today. To the graduates, you started this school year by having your senior pictures taken, maybe some of you more reluctantly than others. You may have even posed for a first day of school senior year photo before leaving for the high school for the first day. You celebrated homecoming in the first 2 weeks of the school year. You had your senior meetings with your counselors. Some of you played sports and activities for the last time for Byron High School. Some of you had your last band, choir, or theater performances for BHS. You even made it through a Minnesota winter without one single snow day. I can't even think of the last time that even happened. And go figure, it happened this year. You, all of you, you deserve to be celebrated. You have earned the right for time to stop for a little bit and you become the center of attention and be congratulated because you just completed high school. Today is different and special in its own way. Go out into the world, be amazing, dream big, try new things, be okay with failing and learning from it, persevere, be grateful, and believe in yourself. Throughout your journey, I hope that one day the path you choose to take will lead you back here, as you will always be a Byron Bear. Congratulations on your graduation. Now it is my pleasure to introduce Byron High School teacher Stacy Warnicki, who was chosen by the class of 2020 to give the class address.
So I thought that the scariest part of today was going to be the speech itself, but walking up those stairs was a little scary. I'm just going to tell you right now. Also, as I look out at all of you in your cars, I feel as though distance learning and the last 2 months that I spent staring at my computer screen while teenagers muted themselves with no video has actually prepared me for this moment. And the third thing I want to do before I start my speech is to send a quick shout out to the college speech class this year. You're probably all critiquing my articulation and my natural gestures, and I do not have 35 words on my note card. In fact, I have written out this entire speech. So yes, you guys are rock stars. I wasn't sure whether or not you were going to have a chance to come back here again as seniors to say goodbye to classmates and friends, teachers, and support staff. So I decided to walk with you. Surveys for stats, little shout out to Mr. Classroom. I purchased tomato plants yours again as seniors on your last day of school. To rip the countdown off the wall, throw your own papers, has been woven into your lives, whether you like it or not. I know this is not the ending you were hopeful for, but it is my sincere belief that this adversity will make you even more energetic, opinionated, curious, bold, talented, and yes, hopeful. Class of 2020, congratulations. I miss you already. Be good, be safe, and don't be a follower. It is now my pleasure to introduce the class address video made by Aaron Anderson and Braden Dilworth.
Before we begin, we would like to point out the yellow flower on the stage. Before we begin, we would like to point out the yellow flower on the stage. This flower represents Fox Lovelace, a fellow student and friend who passed away in our sophomore year. We would like to please have a short moment of silence for him. As he could not join us today.
As the great Craig Bucknell once said, "Greetings and salutations, everyone." For the past 13 years, we've all worked towards one critical goal: to just get done. All the tests, assignments, and stress have led to this moment. A sweet freedom for some of us, and for others, the prelude to another stressful several years. Today, we hope to bring back some memories and celebrate all our futures.
In these past 13 years, we've certainly experienced a lot of things, much of which we've probably forgotten. For example, most of elementary school is a blur, but based off of a handkerchief that I, and I'm sure most of you too have, we had some sort of a final fling in 4th grade. If only that was the end. Middle school was a time of awkwardness in becoming teenagers. A good way to sum it up would be some people really enjoyed it and were super confident. Others were just kind of there, and several people just did not want to be there. Well, I know that most of you are bummed that we could not have our senior trip to Valley Fair this year, but at least we can remember our final day of 8th grade, where despite the non-stop downpour that only stopped an hour before we left, we had a blast at Valley Fair. I, for one, remember riding Excalibur at least 5 times in a row before being kicked off. I guess that brings us to high school. In our freshman year, we went on the DC trip, which holds many special memories for each of us. In our sophomore year, Mr. Bucknell, who planned to retire with our class, left early due to health problems. We also had a lot of fun with Mr. Murray in our health classes. In our junior year, we got more freedom in class choices. Some people left high school for RCTC, and we experienced junior prom. Now that brings us to our final senior year of high school. It was a relatively normal start, maybe a little faster than other years. But as luck would have it, the world threw us a curveball. We were not prepared for what was next. As a senior, losing out on our last quarter with our friends, teachers, and other school staff members has been difficult. However, if life can teach us anything, there will be obstacles set forth in front of us that we must find a way to overcome. COVID-19 will not define us, but we will be remembered as the class that persevered and took on the world pandemic and succeeded. Today marks a day of victory in our challenges. As we sit here in the parking lot, look around, and observe our fellow classmates and their family members. This challenge may have separated us in the short term, but in the long term, remember back on this time and other times in high school as fond memories.
Like we mentioned before, we have all faced the same struggle. This ceremony marks 2 things. The first is the end of an era, the end of a time when all of us are at the same stage in our lives. Look around you. In each of those vehicles is another student, one who you took classes with, complained about teachers with, joked with, and maybe even fought with. The second thing this ceremony marks is the opening up of the world to us. We will be trudging towards our futures separate from one another. Even those moving on to college will find themselves taking separate majors from their peers. A 5th of our class is heading into the military, whether to help pay for their college or to make a career serving their country. Some of us are moving directly into the workforce to take over family businesses or to support themselves, and many are going on to college, hoping to further their education and open the many doors a degree can give you. For a lot of us, this will be our first steps into the real world, our first experience with all the obstacles it can throw. It will be a terrifying time, but also an enlightening one. a revelation of the many possibilities and concepts we had never before anticipated. Whatever individual path each of us decides to take, I know the future looks bright for all of us, and we wish you nothing but the best.
At this time, I would like to recognize our students who have achieved significant academic recognition. Students who have earned the distinction of magna cum laude have consistently earned extremely high marks in coursework, beginning in 9th grade and continuing through their senior year. Magna cum laude students have achieved a cumulative GPA of 3.83 to a 4.0. The following students have earned magna cum laude status. Some students have chosen to go above and beyond in academics. Those who have chosen to earn an honors diploma have successfully completed the honors requirements as designated in the honors diploma program during their junior and senior year. We will now recognize our 4 honors diploma recipients. Congratulations to Tegan Boyer, Chloe Hauber, Joshua Hines, and Allison Wing. At this time, we will begin with our presentation of the Class of 2020 diplomas. Graduates, as you receive your diploma, please move your tassel from the right to the left, and graduates will then be exited and lined up for the parade. Mr. Superintendent, Board of Education and Chair of the Board, as the principal of Byron High School, I present to you the Class of 2020. These students who have successfully completed all of the requirements for graduation or certificate of attendance as set forth by the state of Minnesota, the Minnesota Department of Education, and the Byron School Board are recommended for graduation. Mr. Josh Burton, assistant principal at Byron High School, will be reading the names of all of the graduates as their photo appears on the screen.
All right, again, congratulations, class of 2020. Here we go. Let's go ahead and get started. Number 1, Allison Nicole Ackervick. Garrett Mark Alberts. Aaron John Anderson. Spencer Liam Axford. Dalton Stephen Barr. Alyssa Claire Bale. Tegan Elise Boyer. Madison Joy Brand. Ashley Rex Brinkman. Jacob Shea Brewski. Abigail Ray Bertowski. Amelia Jean Carlson. Allison Marie Carmack. Caleb Micah Chambers Hewlett. Michaela Marie Chesney. Jake Michael Chilson. Titus Monroe Christofferson. Madison May Clark. Noah James Coleman. Paige Leanne Coleman. Courtney Lynn Conley. Samuel Alexander Conley. Jocelyn Deborah Cordes. Ryan Matthew Kovaleski. Isaiah James Crossfield. Rowan Phoenix Dauphiné. Olivia May DeCook. Salem Bannon DeCook. Benjamin Edward Diley. Kaylee Marie Dickinson. Braden Thomas Dilworth. Josiah Anthony Dewitt. Kayla Marie N. Tristan Alex Fairchild. Sarah Jane Forstoffer. Talon James Fierrickson. Logan Matthew Gauthier. April Marie Gentling. Zachary Scott Glasscock. Devin Faith Gowland. Ethan Jody Green. Tate Warren Helgrimson. Tessa Ann Harmon. Chloe Giselle Halber. Grace Lynn Haugen. Ava Mackenzie Headland. Zachary Kurt Heimer. Mara Elizabeth Hine. Joshua David Hines. Hannah Marie Hines. Nicholas Joseph Huey. Alyssa K. Highthecker. Cassidy Christine Erkey. Kaya Lee Jaras. Isaiah James Jarmas. Evelyn Renee Jensen. Annika Eve Johnson. Hunter Lee Jones. Eric Victor Safgren Jorgensen. Katie Marie Carrot. John Thomas Kemp. Vanessa Lynn Kennedy. Sean Kenneth Kearns. Jonathan Joseph Kirsch. Caleb Nathaniel Kretsch. Adam Krakora. Olivia Margaret Lamb. Andrew James Lambrecht. Owen Thomas Larson. Spencer Thomas Chung-Kit Leash. Abby Rose Lorcher. Atlee June Lutzi. Tiana Lynn Magnuson. John Thomas Majerus. Lillian Joy Matson. Ryan Michael Matson. Brandon Tyler Muskamo. Riley Idella McMroberts. Alexa Ann Miller. Abby Ray Morris. Lauren Ray Nepstead. Dylan Ray Ohusky. Kennedy Lynn Olson. Peyton Olivia Onler. Haley Ray Packer. Sajan James Page. Emily Patricia Paredes. Madison Autumn Parkin. Hannah Marie Perotti. Mitchell Allen Peterson. Sydney Ann Peterson. Chase Allen Rykowski. Jacoby Robert Reyes. Leah Marie Roble. Brandon Allen Rowlandson. Faith Anna Roughsedge. Ethan Thomas Rude. Caitlin Paulin Rudlong. Peyton Christiana Sampson. Grace Marie Skalma. Noah Stephen Schmitz. Kasia Maylin Scott. Dana Maria Scott Hovland. Benjamin Wayne Steenison. Tessa Jane Stites. Trevor Arnold Strain. Caitlin Grace Swanson. Cameron Scott Taylor. Ashton Michael Thompson. Jacoby Roger Tramp. Wyatt Allen Vaught. Emma Rose Van Benscoten. Mary Evelyn Johanna Walls. Mackenzie Ray Warnica. Emma Rose Ward. Gavin Andrew Weitzel. Dante Marcus Wheaton. Carter Scott Wildy. Allison Grace Wing. Andrew Chad Winters. Riley J. Woodhouse. Lennon Orion Zeller.